Hi, my name is Pat. Welcome to my channel, and today I'm kind of restarting my reading vlog. I'm just trying this out, see if you guys will enjoy it and will find it helpful. I don't know. I used to do weekly reading vlogs every week, seriously. So I just wanted to restart it, try to see if it's going to be something that you guys enjoyed. So today I'm reading Whisper Man. I'm actually more than halfway through. I'm almost done with it. I only have, I think, 130 pages left, 120, so, and I will update you guys once I'm done. So far I'm really enjoying it. It's very creepy. There is definitely like horror elements in here that I really enjoy, really like, so I'm really enjoying it so far. Hi, it has been an eventful first day. I actually finished this hours ago, and although I did enjoy the first part of this, like it was very eerie, very atmospheric, and just it made me like very scared and creeped out. The ending and how we got there was very disappointing. It kind of fell flat, and although there were a few things that happened that were pretty shocking, well, not really shocking, but like intense, it still felt flat for me. I was prepared to like give this 4+ rating, maybe still somewhere there, but I'm gonna take time to really rate this. But I actually finished another book. I started it again. I started it right, not even right after I finished this, but I literally just finished it, and that is Fire in His Blood by Ruby Dixon. Ruby Dixon is the author of the Iceman Barbarian series, and this is her, I think this is her dragon series. So it's kind of the same thing. It's post-apocalyptic, where dragons have kind of ended the world, and yeah, it's with dragons. So I liked it. I liked it a lot. There were a few parts that I wasn't a big fan of, but I enjoyed this. I mean, I finished it in like pretty much one sitting, in like what, 2 hours, 3 hours max. It's very short and it's a very fast read, so yeah, I enjoyed this, and I think I'm going to read some of the other books in this series depending on if I continue to like each book. So yes, that is my update for today. Really, there's a lot of happening. There's a lot that happened today, but yes, I'm very happy so far. Hello. So I am now 50% of the way through Fire and His Kiss, and I'm really enjoying it so far. It's quite a bit longer than the first book. So far, we are getting more of the story of like how the dragons came to Earth and what really happened, just a little bit more. And I'm really interested in it, honestly, because the way that they explain kind of, you know, how dragons mate and why dragons act a certain way, etc., has me asking a lot of questions. And I think the same thing goes for the characters as well. It's hard to read the second book because the main character has a lot of trauma when it comes to having sex and being with someone, because she's friends with Claudia, and she's described as someone who is selling pretty much her body to get food and clothing and all that, and the person that she's like going to hurts her, and so she has a lot of trauma when it comes to sex. So I really actually like how they're both kind of figuring it out with her. But yes, that's it so far, and I think I will finish this today because I'm already halfway through. Okay, so I'm just gonna do some things and then go back to reading. Hi, so literally just finished Fire in His Kiss, I think that's the title of it, the second book, Dragon Books by Ruby Dixon. I really liked it. Again, as I said, we definitely got more of like how the dragons got here, a little bit more. There's still a lot of questions, but it's getting clearer with that there's a lot more to the story. The reason for them coming here, etc., is very important. And I actually want to read the next book, but I want to take a little break and go back to some of my physical books. I might read it while I'm reading that other one, depending on how I like it. I'm gonna be reading Beach Read by Emily Henry because I do want to get two people and meet on vacation. And yeah, I will start reading that now, and I'll update you guys sometime. Alright, let's talk about Beach Read for a little bit. The reason why I didn't read this one, even though it's already got a lot of hype when this one came out, is because I started to also hear a lot of mixed things about this one, mainly about the main female character being not so likable and annoying. So that's like the main critique of this book, really, is that the main female character isn't the best. So I kind of pushed it back a little bit and waited, and now it's getting more traction because Emily Henry recently released her newest book, People Who Meet on Vacations, and that one, a lot of people like it. I think much more than Beach Read. I didn't really hear people hate this, but more like of a 3, ranging 3 stars. They liked it good enough, but it's just that the main female character wasn't the best. I'm looking forward to this one, but I am going to this one a little bit with lower expectations, with the knowledge that the main character might annoy me as well. But yes, I'm very excited to get into this one. This book, I'm only 130 pages in. I'm really liking it. I'm really enjoying this slow, like, friendship, getting to know even more between these two characters. They just have a lot of moments, and it's not just the high chemistry, obviously attracted moments they have. It's also really getting into why they're in a writer's block and why they started writing too. All of that, and it's just so good. I'm really enjoying it. I'm really liking it so far. I already have a lot of tabs, and ooh, it's really tugging at my heartstrings, by the way. Like, all of this. Like, it's not just a straightforward love story. There's a lot of things to unpack from both of them, and I love it so much. I just finished reading that part in her car. There are 60 pages left and everything is going great. And I thought we had like the final conflict already, but we still have 60 pages to go and I'm a little nervous. Like, I don't want there to be anything else, but like 60 pages is still a lot, so hopefully there's nothing else left, because I don't think I can take it. I don't think I can. Please just be good. I was right. We did get one final conflict. And I can tell you my heart was hurting the entire time. In the way, the thing about Gus, okay, the main character, he has a tendency to make things so misunderstood and says things in a really roundabout way. So could get the wrong conclusion sometimes. So yes, but I really enjoyed it. Still, it didn't change my whole like feelings towards cheating. In general, like, majority of cheatings for me is not forgivable. No matter what the circumstances are, they're just not. But there are like very few situations where cheating is like, it's fine. But for this one, it wasn't ever justified, which I enjoyed. The cheating of her dad wasn't ever justified, even at the end. And I don't think he tried to. He admitted that he was wrong, he admitted that he did make a mistake and that he's not perfect and he's good, but he's also, there's good and ugly sides to him too. So yeah, that I actually liked the characters here. Gus was I was feeling a little iffy about him because, again, he has a tendency to make things confusing and says things in a roundabout way that makes you misunderstand sometimes. And it frustrates me. Anyway, I really enjoy this one. So I didn't start this one yet. I will, before the coffee gets cold. I just picked it up because I listened to it on audio while I walk my dog. And I think I'm gonna save it for that, for when I'm walking the dog outside. You know, it's only like 15 minutes, so it's gonna take that long. So I will be reading this. I'm gonna be starting it right now, actually. Okay, 74 pages in, and I already love Alex. I already love the two of them. It's the same thing with Beach Read. They're clearly made for each other, and I cannot. Also, their friendship is so cute. And again, Alex, I loved him just at that first chapter. I already knew he was going to be absolutely freaking adorable. And I just love him already. I love him so much, and I just keep loving him even more as the chapters go on. I'm going to be devastated emotionally, in good and bad ways, with this book. I just know it. I want to finish this today. Let's see if I will be able to do it. I have 4 hours of reading left. Let's see if I'm gonna have to stay up or whatever. I'm pretty confident I can finish it, but we'll see. I really want to finish today. I finished it. And can you tell I've been crying? Like, seriously. Look at that. That's honestly not even all of it. I was like trying not to need tissues while I'm crying. I was trying to hold it in. So I kept like wiping my face. So this book, I have a lot of tabs on it because there was just so many moments in this book that were just so beautifully written. And what else do I say? Like, it's a lot of things. It's a lot of things. But this is like, okay, so the first thing that I thought with Alex and Poppy is how they're truly meant for each other. Like they're both they're people who truly belong with each other, who would be like the definition of soulmates. Not not only romantically, but just as people. They're soulmates, souls who are meant to be together, and that was very apparent right from the very beginning. But as you read through the story and as you get to know them more, you get to know every aspect of who they are individually and how they are together, and how, even though it seems like they definitely 100% fit with each other, there's a lot of things that's difficult and complicated about them as individuals that makes it difficult for them to be together. And that's why it was so hard for me to read, because they both feel lonely and alone, and like they don't ever belong anywhere. They both feel so different and separate from other people, but when they're with each other, they're just who they are. And they're both so different from each other, and they both want different things out of life. And so even though them being with each other feels perfect and great, it's difficult for things to just fall into place. You know, this is so hard. Anyway, this book is so good. I'm gonna need to like take a whole day to like really just absorb this. So yeah, that's there's that. So I want to add, Alex Dixon is so precious. I want to bottle every kind of happiness in this world, give it to him. He's so precious. I'm back, sort of. I didn't read yesterday, so it's Friday now. I still am currently reading Before the Coffee Gets Cold. I'm slowly reading it, and I actually cried a lot this morning because of that book, so we're just crying a lot in this vlog. I'm still not fully out of People We Meet on Vacation. That book is going to stay with me for the rest of my life, probably. Literally, that book is like, if you ask me what falling in love is for me, that book is the thing. That's it. That's the whole. That's it. That's how I feel and think about falling in love. I've never fallen in love, but I think that's the closest explanation for what love is for me, that book. So yeah, it's gonna be one of my most precious books ever. But I have also started reading last night The Telegraph Club by Melinda Lowe. This is a historical fiction set in the 50s in the US and San Francisco. And we are following a Chinese main character who discovers that she is attracted to girls as well, and she falls in love, and it's her whole story with being Chinese, being in the 50s, and falling in love with a girl. So I am excited to read this one. I'm slowly getting into it because again, I'm still kind of recovering from People We Meet on Vacation. So I have this on audiobook as well to help me kind of get through it. I'm really liking it so far. I mean, I'm only 30 pages in. There's really not much. But so far, it's really setting up her whole family situation nicely, I think, which I also kind of resonate a lot. So I'm very much looking forward to how the story will unfold. But yeah, that's it for right now. Not much of an update. I am 50% way through Before the Coffee Gets Cold, but again, I'm gonna be slowly reading that throughout the next few days. Hello, so I finished it. Today is Saturday, last day of this vlog, and I think this week has been really good so far. I finished quite a few books this week. A lot faster than I anticipated, or a lot more than I usually have been I think it's because of the two books, Fire in His Blood and Fire in His Kiss. Pretty much finished one book a day. That's a lot of books. Anyway, very proud of this month, of this week so far. So this book, this was heartbreaking, but also heartwarming, and especially the last part was so heartbreaking, so hard to read. There's a lot of like anger and frustration that I felt reading this, because obviously with our main character being Chinese during the time of the Red Scare, on top of her slowly discovering more about herself and falling in love and having to face all those things with a family that she knows isn't going to be supportive of her. It was very difficult to read. And I just want Lily and Kath deserve to be so happy. I just felt I wanted. It was so hard to read, but they deserve the world. They're precious. So that's Last Night at the Telegraph Club. It's very good. Made me very sappy. This week has been very emotional. I read some amazing books this week. A lot of amazing books this week actually. So yeah, I will be starting The Woods Are Always Watching by Stephanie Perkins. She is the author of the Lola and the French Kiss. I forgot the title. It was so popular years ago, and I enjoyed it actually. I enjoyed the book. Well, my favorite is I think Isla and Happily Ever After. That's my favorite book because I really like the main character. But she released a thriller last year, I think, or 2 years ago, something like that, and it wasn't very well received. Like, it doesn't have a lot of really good ratings, more like mixed, medium, like average rating. And this is her newest one. This one comes out August 31st. So I'll be reading this. It's pretty short. It's 241 pages. We'll see if I can finish it today. And I know a lot of people were looking forward to reading this one, but I haven't really heard anybody talk about it because it's not released yet. But I've seen a few reviews on it, well, ratings on it, and it's a little higher compared to her first mystery novel, but it's still pretty low. So I don't have high expectations for this one. But yes, I'm very interested in reading this one because I've read some really good like YA thrillers. Is YA or thriller? Again, I want to finish this tonight because it's only 241 pages, so it should be a quick read, especially with it being a horror thriller. It should be fast-paced. So I will be updating you guys at the end of the day, see where we're at. Last update for this week's reading vlog. I finished it literally just now, and it was very tense. There's a lot of gory stuff that happens, and it's the kind of gory stuff that I dislike. Not because, I just dislike it. It's too much for me. Like, I can't handle the kind of gore that is here. Chunk of the gore here. I still enjoyed it. Definitely tense. The ending though was very underwhelming. It was very underwhelming. I wished we got a little bit more at the ending. It was good. And I think the strength of Stephanie Perkins' writing really is centered in the characters, because the best friends here, they went on like one last trip together. It's their first hiking trip because one of them is going to be moving far away. And they have a lot of unresolved issues, a lot of things about their friendship that they've kind of swept under the rug and never really talked about, that surfaced here, on top of them being, frustrated and tired. That was a really good part of the story, like the characters and, their conflict with each other. Again, it was very tense and definitely a pretty good thriller, but again, the end was a little underwhelming. It was a lot underwhelming, actually. I wish we had gotten a little bit more. But again, I came into this book with pretty, expectations, pretty low. But yes, that is the last book that I read for this week. So I did read 7 books. I did finish 7 books this week. That's very new. So 1 book a day this week. Wow. So that is it for this reading vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed, and let me know if you guys want me to continue doing this every week, because I had a lot of fun. And I think because I am doing reading vlogs, it's making me really it's really motivating me to read a little bit more and a little bit faster. So I guess it's a good thing. We'll see if I will be doing this few more, but let me know. Yeah, that's it for this one. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on my next one. Bye.